Hey guys, Hakumeji here, coming at you once again from Ila Demoko. We got a lot of exciting things to do today, so we're just going to jump right into it. The first two things are kind of going to start at the same time. The very first is going to be I need to get some advanced alloy cooking up for IC2. Then while that's cooking up, we're going to get into B-Power, finally. Now, unfortunately, my really crazy over-the-top B-Power that I wanted to do, turns out it's not going to work because of a bug in immersive engineering that does not allow the output from industrial squeezers to be extracted by automation. I did a bug report on it and it was half fixed, but the bug that prevents the automation from extracting the export products is still there. So unfortunately I can't do the chain that produces power using that. So instead we're going to go with our plan B here. Plan B. God. Horrible pun and I didn't even realize it. But anyway, my plan B is going to be this chain here. Still a lot of stuff and pretty interesting chain, but not nearly as crazy. Then we're going to get back into IC2, use that advanced alloy to make a mass fabricator. And I'm mostly just making that so I can start producing UU matter with some of that energy that I'm making off my wind turbine. Because so far it's not really doing anything with that energy, it's just wasting carbon blades. So that'll at least make my wind turbine doing something, even if it's kind of slow. And then after we're done with that, and of course bedrockium trying to hold all that nice UU matter. And after that, we're finally going to start in on genetics. Now, we're only going to take genetics today up to the bacteria fluid, but it's still a pretty good ways into it because the roughest part of genetics, by and far, is getting all of the fluids together, of which there are like 4 or 5. But today, it's just going to be bacteria. And then if we've still got a little bit of time left over, we're going to do some alvearies, because you need alvearies in order to do all of genetics. Specifically, you need an alveary with a hatchery in it in order to get the larva that you then inoculate with the genetic stuff. So yeah, lots of fun stuff to do today, and we're just going to jump right into it. Now, if I come over here, I think I already made, what is it, some advanced alloy? Nope, advanced alloy, which is made out of some sort of mixed metal ingot. There it is. I only need 4 of those, so that should be good. Oh, good, and that's just enough bronze. Hopefully I won't need any bronze plates. If not, we'll see how that goes. So then we'll just take those over to here and drop them in the compressor, and they'll just compress away. I hope I only need 4. And then we're going to go down and do our B-Power. Now this is my main production floor. Oh, you may have also noticed that I put up a bunch of walls and stuff. My base is pretty much finished in its final stage now. So yeah, it's looking nice. I still got to do a lot with the lighting. I know it's kind of dark in here, but we're going to fix it. So I've got this trench made over here where all my power gen is going to go. And it's going to kind of just all go in this area. And we're going to start, and I've got a backpack here called B-Power, where I've got all of the stuff that's going to go into B-Power. Now the first thing we need to do is put down some basic universal cable. 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll start with 5, and I'll see if I need that spot. I know I need the 6th spot, but I don't know if I need it right there. Now to start this B-Power, we're going to need, get to the backpack, we are going to need the industrial apiary, and we're going to need the upgrade, which might already be in it. And then we're going to need these sinister bees. Now, sinister bees produce simmering comb, which is going to be the basis of our power. So this will just go right there. Oh, and I got production upgrades in it, which I actually do not need right now. So we're just going to pull those right out and drop those guys in there. They're going to just start breeding up and start producing resources. This automation upgrade will make sure that the bees that are produced here will just go right back into these slots. And so it's going to probably drain this down pretty quick, but it's only drawn 22 RF per tick, so it's not bad. Alright, so that's the start of our chain. Next in line is going to be the centrifuge. Just pull some of the stuff out. It's going to be the centrifuge, and then after the centrifuge is going to be this igneous extruder and this pulverizer. And I might as well grab these out because I'm going to need them, and this item duct. The recycler, hardened cache, and I think that's all. And let's grab some of these servos and stuff out of the bag too. Actually, just grab all this stuff out. And that should be all for the first part of this. Alright, so next in line is our centrifuge, and this is going to be basically all the combs that are produced by this industrial apiary are going to go into the centrifuge and get turned into the comb products. From there, we are going to have a pulverizer. And the pulverizer is going to be set up to draw from the top. Oop. Oh, it was set to, and then nothing on the sides. And nothing there. And then the back is just going to be all outputs. There we go. Alright, so then we need to put on top of that an igneous extruder. And we're going to throw a bucket. Oh, let's make sure that this is set to cobblestone. Good. You'll notice I'm using all just basic stuff. The nice thing about bees is that going this route, I don't need anything to go particularly fast. So this is going to be just using basic machines. That's all going to be fast enough. And then this needs to be set to output to the bottom, and everything else is going to be off. And that should just go just to town. Shouldn't consume either of those. Doesn't need any power, so it can just sit up there happy as can be. And this should be, once we power it, pulverizing this into sand, which is the thing that we need, and gravel, which will be a waste product. Speaking of waste products, we're going to put the recycler down next. Now the recycler is going to need an ejector upgrade to go to the top. So if we just right click it on the ground there, we set it so that it tries to eject to the top. And then on top of it, we're going to put a hardened cache. This recycler is basically going to act like a trash compactor for everything that we don't want in our system, which is going to be things like the wax that come out of the combs, things like that. Alright, so around back, we're going to need to put down some item duct just to get what we've all done put together. So that should... Oop. Fell down the hole. Alright, so that should... And then we're going to need to make sure that we have a loop back on this guy to go back to that main kind of bus, I guess. Alright, so let's see... Okay, so we've got some simmering comb already. And we're just going to toss one of these simmering combs right here so that we can get... Oh, we don't have the RF. I think I brought a battery with... Or, yeah, a hardened energy cell. This is a little... Oop. This is a little bit of energy to kind of get everything going. Eventually I'll be... Because this needs energy, I'll be creating a kind of a closed loop in order to make sure that my power gen always has some energy. Top should be orange. Just make sure my power gen always has some energy so that it doesn't get to a point where if I'm drawing so much energy, I just won't be able to continue to make energy because it just drains everything dry and the stuff stops working. So having a kind of a closed circuit that just keeps all the stuff powered is going to be something that I'm going to do, and it's just a good idea. Alright. Oh no. Oh no. That's not what I want to be happening. Oh no. Oh, where's my filters? I need a filter. Filter. Just a regular filter. Hardened filter, reinforced filter. Hardened filter I think is the cheapest of these. Because I only need... Okay, and then we need to whitelist. Ugh. Alright, so then we need to whitelist gravel, because we're going to want gravel going in there. Poof. And then we're going to want to whitelist... it's not done yet. We're going to need to whitelist drones, because we want extra drones going that way. Going to need to whitelist refractory wax, because it's just a waste product. Refractory wax you can almost do nothing with, but you can make something that's called, I think, it's like something with wood, fireproof wood, that's what it is. Alright, and then, good, and that's just going to be putting all of our scrap up there. Eventually I'm going to get rid of this cache, and this will just hook into my UU matter system, but I'm not quite that far yet, so for now we'll just cache it. So that's going to town there, getting lots of sand. Alright, so then I'm also going to need a regular servo. That'll go here. And just set that to extracting, that's fine. Alright, so then, alright, so now we've got some drones. I'll just take one of them for now. Oop. And these go into this filter here so that they can be waste products. Alright, so that can go back on there. And then here we need just a regular servo. Again, I'm using mostly basic stuff because none of this is going to need to move all that fast. In fact, the most that anything's ever going to need to do is something is 4 per... I think it's 4 per every 3 minutes. So yeah, it doesn't need to be fast at all. And this is still going to produce quite a bit of power. Alright, so the next thing in our chain... I think I've done everything. Oh, I should put these in the centrifuge. Yeah. So then, yeah, as you can see, that refractory wax is coming out and going right into that recycler and then going to get turned into scrap. So beautiful. That's working perfectly. We'll just have to double check all this stuff to make sure. I saw some of the gravel going. Just got to make sure that once these drones build up to 64 that it's exporting drones. Alright, so get our backpack back out. Should have just put this on my... You know, I can still do that. I can put this right on my back. No, I can't because I'm wearing my moon bag. Speaking of moon, I actually did get to the moon, and I'll show you my base if I have time to do that. But yeah, I'm on the moon. I've just kind of... I did my bases. I got my Tier 2 rocket schematic. I got my moon buggy schematic. And right now I'm just kind of at the point where I am gathering up, what are they called? The meteorites. That's always the longest part. Alright, so then we need this squeezer. Now the squeezer we have to be very careful with here because we can get into a situation where we might completely just fill up the squeezer and it's just going to be anarchy. As anarchy as, you know, a filled machine can be. So we need to get the resonant, not servo, there should be a resonant filter. Resonant filter is going to let us do something special that prevents us from getting in that bad situation. So what we're going to do is put this resonant filter on here, and instead of, this is the max items that it can have, so we're going to put this on whitelist, and then we're going to click this up to 64. Quick speed up while we get to 64. Alright, so now we got that up to 64, and what we need to do is get the two things that we actually want going in there. One of them is going to be this phosphor. Whoops. Well, that's fine. And the other is going to be the sand. Oh, still can't do it. I was hoping I could just pick up one, but that's fine. So then we need to go back here. We're going to put sand and phosphor. And what that will do is it will try to always keep a full stack of each of those in there. Let's see if it's... Oh, I turned off the... Yeah. Gotta turn that back on. Dink. Okay, so now that should try to... I might have to put a servo on that so that it actually respects that. Let's just go ahead and toss a servo on there. Not gonna hurt anything if I've got it on there, really. And it might make it so that it does have to respect what this squeezer wants. Alright, so as you can see, the squeezer just is turning basically the sand and the phosphor into lava. In fact, what it does is it takes 2 phosphor and 1 sand and creates 2 buckets of lava. So it actually is going to make quite a bit of lava. And as I thought was going to happen, this is as long as I need this to be. So let's just grab this here and put it here for now, because I need to put some stuff right down. And that's not going to be first. So let's see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a fluid duct, hardened fluid duct, right here, and then I'm going to put a bedrockium drum right here, so that basically what that'll do is it'll create a nice, like, what do you call it, a nice buffer of lava, and it'll also give me a good idea of how much lava I'm making over time, so that if I want to expand the system, I'll know if I need to add another bee or not, or if I need to add production upgrades. As we're doing okay already, let's check that battery real quick. See, okay. So we're almost half empty on that battery. That was 2 million RF, so... But we're going to have some... too small holes. Okay. So, and this is already filled with lava, so we're doing good already. But I don't think I ever made that bedrockium drum, which is fine because I need 2 of them. Yeah, no bedrockium drum. Alright, so we're going to go back upstairs and get ourselves a couple of bedrockium drums. Over there in that corner, you can see off in the distance, I've got the same kind of octuple cobblestone compressor like I did in the first Ela Demoko, and that's been making bedrockium for me. So if I type in bedrockium, yeah, see I've got 30 ingots of bedrockium, because that thing's been running about a week now, I think. So it's doing pretty good. So bedrockium needs the weighted pressure plates. It needs 2 of these each, so I'm going to need 4. It also needs cauldrons, which I probably don't have. Yep. I'm going to need 2 of those. And then we need bedrockium drum. Bedrockium drum is pretty much the largest single block liquid holder that I know of, which makes it a favorite. It's nice to just have a lot of liquid in one spot. I could do, of course, like dynamic tanks or something, but I'm a little bit tight for space on here, because my base is, again, just basically the dimensions of the slime island. Again, I really like how this turned out. Like I said, my base is pretty much done, and I really like how my island in a bottle turned out. You'll notice I got a little access shaft up there. It's actually where my chunk loader is. I may fill that in later and move my chunk loader somewhere else, like into one of my access areas, but for now that little hole's there. But yeah, I really like how that turned out. I just need to replace some of this glass with like aluminum glass so that I've actually got some light going on, because my base is rather dark. Alright, so if I get one of these servos here and put it right there, this should start filling up that bucket. There we go. You can see the lava's going through there, and we're filling up the bucket. Again, doesn't have to be fast because nothing about this system is fast. I'm going to leave that hole under there because what's likely going to happen is I'm going to be producing so much lava that I'm not going to be able to use it all in the steam system that I'm going to build over here, so some of that lava is going to go back down underneath here and produce the power that keeps all this stuff running. So that'll give me an access to do that. Alright, so then we're going to need some more item ducts here. You know, I wonder if I do need that item duct or not. So let's try this without the item duct. I always figured that I did need it, but I never really questioned it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull this cable down here and move it to the back. Because again, I'm going to need to pull that lava down there. That torch is going to be in the way if this doesn't work. But I'm really hoping this works because it would be cool. So if I put, the next thing I need is a fluid transposer. Yep, fluid transposer. And if I set this to pull from the left, I wonder if it'll just pull right into it. It should be blue, right? Nope. Alright, so I am going to need, you know, I could just put, you know, I'll just do it this way. That way I save a little bit of space. Hardened fluid duct. If I just do it like this, there. I don't really need anything. Don't really need to space those apart any further than that, and then put another guy here and set that to extract. So then that's going to fill this guy with lava, nicey nice. Got our RF, so that's all ready to rock. So now I need to gather up all my buckets, and I'm actually going to need more buckets than I have on me. I just didn't have any more space to have buckets. Those buckets will go in there, and they'll be filled with lava. All right, so then we go down to the next portion of our system, which is going to be the dropper chain. Alright, so let's get my droppers out, and we're now going to move to a more vertical system. Let's see, how do I want to do this? This is about where I stopped planning this out. Let's see, so they're going to come out into these droppers, and then they need to go back into there, so let's give it a little space. Let's do that. And then I'm going to need some sort of block. Looks like I've got gravel on me, look at that. And let's put this, I actually only need one gravel because I'm going to pull that out of there anyway. Ooh. Hover. There we go. Alright. Oh. Alright, so I should still be able to wrench that. Oh, come on. Work. Nope. Like this and then like that. Please. Please work. Yeah, there we go. And then I can just dig this out of here. Alright, and then have to do that again. Let's see if I can do it not dumb this time. In before Taco does something dumb. Oh, it worked that time, cool. Alright, so then that's good. And then what we do... Oh, I'm going to run out of item duct. No, those are fluid ducts. I'm still going to run out of item duct because I have to get the... See, I got to get it to these guys, and then I have to have a chain coming back. So, yeah, I'm going to definitely run out of item duct. But that's okay. I can get the framework in place and then come back and finish it off later. Alright, so that'll work. In fact, it's already working away. This is why I'm going to need more buckets, because each one of these will hold 9 buckets, and I want to fill the system just to capacity, so I'm going to need 9 times 4, so 36 buckets, which is 2.5 stacks. I can take these extra buckets and toss them in there. Alright, so then in front of these guys are going to be our steam boilers, which are going to need a water source, which I'm going to be putting underneath, and I'm going to need more fluid duct too, so definitely going to have to break here to make some more duct work, but we'll get these... going to get these put in place first. Alright, so... This is probably not the best way to set this up, because these also need to have a... actually, no, this should work fine, because these need to have a redstone signal, but I can actually do that just fine from here, I think. Yeah, if I put it right here. Where's my backpack? Alright, so then I'm going to need this program. Oh, there goes my backpack again. I keep doing that. It'd be nice to take it all out of one side, but you know, I could just stick it. I could stick it on top here. What am I gonna do? You know what? Doesn't matter. Just do it like that. That's fine. And then let's see if I can do this again with the backpack. Yeah, there we go. Learn to use the backpack. Alright, then we got one there and one there. That's okay. I can do this with two sides, so I'm gonna... Oh, and then let's take down all this extra stuff, because we don't need it. I don't know that it would actually cause a problem, but... Oh, it's good to get rid of it. Oh, definitely need to take that out, because that would cause problems. And there's probably one down here too, yep. Yeah, that would cause problems, because I think these are redstone sensitive. Alrighty, so that's basically the system set up at a glance. Now we just gotta get... This is basically our timing circuit, which will be telling these droppers to insert their stuff into these steam boilers. Now, the other thing I need to do is set these steam boilers up so that they have some sort of water source, and I need to get some item ducts on them so that they can send their buckets back to this guy here. And I'm not quite sure I'm going to do that right now, but since I've got to go make some ducts anyway, I'm going to go do that and get my ducts all set up. I may actually have to change the way this is configured just so that it's a little bit better. So I'm going to cut here, and then I'll be back once I've got my extra ducts and have got this sorted.